Various benefits. There's a varied choice in types of property and styles of property. We generate different types of property for every single auction. Banks, building societies at the moment are looking to dispose of flats, houses and various other assets that they have decided are no use to them at the moment. So there's a wide selection of choice. The price point for auctions is very low generally. As we said before, it's probably about 20% less than people would pay for an estate agent, for example. So you're really getting a really good selection of properties which are priced correctly and available on the night. You're not negotiating with a person to buy, you're negotiating with the auctioneer as to what price you want to pay. And it's a very final transaction. Once the hammer falls, that's the property sold and that's you secured it if you're the top bid. No, you don't have to be a property expert at all. Ideally, you want to be able to take advice and look to professional advisors to give you that advice on the individual properties. You want to have all your ducks in a row before the auction. You want to know what the property's value is, what the comparative values are of properties in the surrounding area. You want to have read the home report, and you probably want your lawyer to have looked at the home report beforehand. You also, because we deliver a seller's pack at the auction, where you can see all the legal problems, the legal history of the property, what that allows you to know is that it's a safe, secure method of purchasing. So no, you don't need to be a property expert. Other people can help you with that. There's various things you can do. I would always recommend always visit the property first. There's no point in trying to buy a property you've seen for the first time in the auction hall at night time. What you really need to do is get there, go and see the property during the daylight, get a chance to go around, speak to the neighbours, etc. You want to look at the paperwork that sits behind the property. As I've said before, we have an auction pack that our solicitors produce to allow you to understand fully what you're buying, what the rights and obligations that you're buying, and also what you're committing to, because there is a commitment when you're buying the property. You may be committing to costs in the future. You also want to check the home report. In Scotland, the home report is carried out by an RICS surveyor. The surveyor looks at the property and he gives his idea of value, but he also will give you an idea of what's happening with the rainwater goods, the roof, whether the property has dampness, whether it's subject to any other physical problems. If you go through that in detail, it gives you a good idea of A, why the property's at auction, and B, what sort of price you should be paying for it. You want to use the Rightmove tool, which is a property analysis tool which allows you to check all the prices in the surrounding area, and it will give you the ability to check what prices and what things are sold for within a quarter of a mile of the properties. You also want, I think, to speak to 2 or 3 local estate agents prior to the property or prior to seeing the property in the auction hall. That just gives you a chance to generate good local knowledge, to understand if there's a problem that's not physical with the property, if it's to do with the neighbours or if it's to do with something that's about to happen in the street. The estate agents are a good source for that. If you carry out these simple tests, there really shouldn't be any great difficulty with it.